So we survived our first Washington thunderstorm. It wasn't too bad. Bit of hail, bit of lightning, the usual things. We were pretty much at the top of the ridge when it struck, of course, because that's how we like to time our thunderstorms. But it wasn't bad. Brian had a bit of trouble with his poncho. His one-size-fits-none poncho from REI, which just did something weird in the middle of it. Couldn't get it to fit properly, but...
The D'Artagnan legs are out, even in the rain.
Yeah, so I don't know, put the poncho on, it was fine. Once it got wet, it obviously started sticking to something. I'm guessing this is us here?
Don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, and then once it sort of had settled down again, it was fine again. Well, we don't know what happened in the middle. He just couldn't get it to cover anything. But we're getting the hang of it. What we don't get the hang of is reading maps. Okay, this might be us. We might be carrying on the road. Time to find out. Now, this is a nice bridge. The Wind River. What do you know? The rain has currently decided to go somewhere else. We're still going here, obviously.
Do we have to carry on? God, someone save me from this torture.
There's a nice big hill I could roll you down.
Ivy told me to go down, so it looks like she's actually doing all her work, but she's not. She's out of breath all the time. I'm going to make her look good.
Well, that's a job and a half. Good luck.
See, I've got loads of spear I can go out with.
Yeah. Endless supply, apparently. But, nice view. Found ourselves a nice little late breakfast, early lunch, whatever spot. Just off the trail. Still climbing, because, you know, climbing is all we do. It's Washington. Not exactly setting the world on fire today with our pace, but, well, at least the sun's out now. It's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, you knew.
Baby snake.
You're very pretty. You have a little collar. Eee. Day 2 of the 4-day rain window.
And we got soaking.
We pulled up short today because it didn't look like it was going to stop. So 5:30 we pitched up. And just short of where we wanted to be. Well, what can you do? Everything is soaking. Tent is doing okay. Notice it has been a slight problem, as we suspected, pitching it when it's actually raining, because you cannot put the outer up without the inner being up first, so obviously it does rain inside the tent. But, you know, we've cleaned it all up with the towels and stuff. And, yeah. It's just an unfortunate design feature of this particular tent. It's not ideal for Washington, but yeah, let's see how it holds up in the rain. Trout Lake. Absolutely adorable little church there. We're on our way a mile down this road to eat pizza. You may wonder, why did they bail out of the trail in this beautiful weather? Yeah, we're kind of wondering the same thing, but it was raining. It was supposed to have been raining until 5:30 today. It seems to have calmed down a little bit. And tomorrow, early afternoon, is supposed to be a thunderstorm, so yeah, it's just why.
Yeah, we were sitting there having a coffee and a couple of hunters offered us a lift into Trout Lake, and we said, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Because when you're dripping wet and freezing cold and huddled in a public toilet for warmth, no, thank you, we don't want to go to civilization, somehow doesn't come over your lips.
And the hotel, and where we're staying above the shop, it's like $30 for the room.
Yeah. Yeah, we went into the general store and asked, do you know anybody who does rooms around here? And they went, yeah, we do, so that's where we are, right on top of the general store.
Yeah.
Very nice people.
Because we did so many miles today, we thought we'd deserve ourselves and get a beer and pizza.
Pizza. Really nice pizza, actually.
It's about a mile outside town. Mm-hmm. You have to walk.
But, you know.
We didn't really do that many miles today.
I only looked how many, probably not even 5, but we did walk some. Here's Trout Lake proper. Station cafe come petrol station. And the general store is just up there where the little gazebo-y thing is. That's where we're staying, and above the general store. And that's where we had breakfast stroke early lunch after being dropped off and dripping. It's very nice, by the way. Really nice burger. Lovely huckleberry pie. Day off at Trout Lake. And Brian is building himself a rain jacket out of trash bags.
Darwin, eat your heart out.
Blue Peter, eat your heart out. Here's one we made earlier. I'm going to build myself a backpack cover out of trash bags. Because if people keep calling the hiker trash, you might as well embrace the title.
Oh, that's fine.
Job done. I am the Caped Crusader. Oh, the things you do when you're hiking, honestly. It'll do. Right, well, he's building an armour. Never mind. An arm.
It's all to do with mathematics.
Is it?
No, but it sounded good, didn't it?
That's what it's to do with sticky back plastic.
It's all to do with mathematics. Rain produces wetness. So that's 2. But if you have a thing that keeps away the wetness, that's the minus, so it's mathematics. You get rid of them 2, you get one of these. One for Castaway. Nice little black number.
He's too sexy for his skirt. Too sexy for his skirt. So sexy it hurts.
I can do one for you, Castaway. I know you want one now.
We carry on. This pretty flattish area, all the way Wind River along to Panther Creek. There's a bit of a campground just off the PCT with a bit of pit toilet and stuff, and there was a gentleman called Russ giving trail magic there. That was much appreciated as well, because after Panther Creek starts a climb that doesn't end. It's at times quite steep. I think it's about 3,000 foot over something like 7 miles, so it doesn't sound like it should be too much, but those 7 miles, yeah, pack a punch ever so often. Especially the switchbacky bits here. There were some steep bits in there. And then it flattens out, and then it gets steeper again, and it flattens out, and you cross a few roads before you kind of end up on a bit of a ridge-ish kind of... What is this? Oh yeah. Flattish bit, and then it carries on climbing again past this Cedar Creek trail thing, junction. And there was a really interesting little plateau somewhere in the Big Huckleberry Mountain area. It's just crazy looking little... I mean, there's something called a grassy knoll trail going off in that area. And it did look like a grassy knoll, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's obviously not the one where the trail goes to, but it's just, yeah, really unexpected little area. But it was raining, unfortunately, so I don't think I actually filmed any of it, because it was pretty. And so we thought that was the top of the climb, and it just wasn't. As I said, the climb just doesn't end. I mean, it's not steep or anything what comes afterwards, but it just keeps going up when you think it should start going down. Because again, it's one of those sort of rich walky things that is slightly on the up all the way around that mountain, and then it feels like you're kind of almost going back on yourself. It's just a very odd area where, you know, probably partly because it was raining and we were kind of trying to hurry, it just felt like we were going nowhere for quite a while. And then eventually we were heading towards here, Crest Horse Camp, where there was a pit toilet, and we were kind of thinking, well, we can always hunker down in the pit toilet for a bit, trying to get some stuff dry again. And it was here that some gentlemen hunting offered us a lift into Trout Lake, and we just thought, this. We abandoned the trail at this stage because, again, everything just... I mean, we have rain gear and everything just wets through. I cannot figure out why the rain here in America is so different from in England. We have hiked in this, well, I have hiked in this exact same rain gear successfully in a very wet area. And here I got wetted through immediately. Brian just lost the will to live in the end with his poncho because it kept flapping open in places that he didn't want it to flap open, and he got wetted through. So by the time we got to this place, we were soaking and fairly miserable, and there was no let up in the weather. It's supposed to be raining for another 2 or 3 days. So yeah, when these guys offered us a lift into Trout Lake, we weren't going to go into Trout Lake. We just thought, we've got to get our stuff dry before we can carry on. So we bailed out, and yeah, I'm now here in this lovely little room above the grocery.